on Weston now blocked at the 407 because of a collision. Muskoka Realtor Bob Clark is passionate about Muskoka real estate. They'll take pride in finding your perfect Muskoka cottage. See what your future holds at mymuskokacottages.com. And now with a look at the forecast, here's meteorologist Brian Hill.
Christine, it's beautiful in Muskoka and here too. Mainly sunny skies this afternoon. Brisk northwesterly winds, guaranteed high 12 degrees. And then tonight we drop down to 4. Cold start to Sunday with morning cloud. But in the afternoon, sunshine and even milder than today. High 17 degrees. Right now downtown at 680, it is double digits 10, 9 at Pearson, northwesterly winds at 20. And today with sunshine, our guaranteed high 12.
680 news time, 2:03.
Durham police are looking for the husband of a woman who was found dead in her home in Whitby. Was going through Windmill Road in the Newtonbrook Road area about 10 o'clock last night. The victim, 27-year-old Ariana Gobertham, was pronounced dead at the scene. She was 9 months pregnant. The baby did not survive.
Constable George Tudos tells 680 News the suspect is wanted for second-degree murder.
Nicholas Tyler Bake. He's a 25-year-old male. He is the husband of the victim who resides at that Winville Road address in Pickering. He was last operating a black 2015 Infiniti with a license plate of BVBP480.
Anyone who spawns the vehicle is asked to call 911 immediately. This is Durham Region's 5th burner of the year.
A public safety alert has been issued by Toronto police after paramedics responded to 5 drug overdoses at 2 different downtown clubs. One of those overdoses proved fatal. The victim is a 24-year-old woman. At the center of this alert is MDMA, the drug also known as Molly. 680 John Mace has the latest.
Busy overnight hours for emergency responders, being first called to Union nightclub near Adelaide and Portland.
When we got on scene, we found a woman in distress. She was rushed to hospital, but she was later pronounced.
That's Constable David Hopkinson, who tells me another woman was pulled from this club. She's listed in critical condition. And then
We received another call at the Rebel nightclub. We had indications that 3 people were transported to hospital for what was reported to be an MDMA overdose.
MDMA, often referred to as Molly, is basically ecstasy, a party drug, an upper that triggers the brain to release feel-good chemicals like serotonin and dopamine. These types of drugs are dangerous because they raise your body temperature. Now, in light of this spike, police are now concerned there may be a bad batch being circulated. I'm John Mace.
A GO bus driver has been charged with impaired driving. Metrolink says the driver's supervisor took immediate action and called Peel Police. The driver was charged yesterday and has been removed from duty. An internal investigation is underway. Metrolink says this is the first time this has happened in the history of GO Transit.
Toronto police are asking for your help in finding a man who threatened to shoot a TTC driver in North York last month. The suspect boarded the bus at William Carson Crescent and was told by the driver the bus would be out of service at York Mills. That's when the man started yelling at the operator and threatening to shoot the driver. No gun was seen, no one was hurt. Police say the suspect is between 30 and 35 years of age with a medium build and clean shaven. He was last wearing a toque with green and dark red stripes and a white pom-pom on top, a black speedo, dark pants, and black dress shoes. Anyone with information is asked to call police or Crime Stoppers.
The state of New York has dropped proposed Buy American provisions that could have harmed businesses here in the province. New York had intended to include a policy in its budget that would give preference to American-made goods and products in any new procurements worth more than $100,000. Premier Kathleen Wynne says the decision will help workers in Ontario as well as New York.
That's in the best interest of workers and businesses here in Ontario, and also in the best interest of theirs in New York. It's hard actually to overstate how interconnected we are. Ontario and New York share more than a border. Our economies rely on each other, and we rely on each other to support good jobs and growth.
Ontario has been urging New York to reconsider sending the Minister of Economic Development and the Minister of International Trade down to meet with legislators.
680 News Time 2:06. This news segment brought to you by Royal Viking. Another subway closure is in place this weekend. There's no service on the Yonge University Spadina line today and tomorrow between Downsview and St. George stations. Shuttle buses are running between Downsview and Lawrence West only during the closure, so you're being advised to use buses to go between St. George and Lawrence West. Regular service resumes Monday morning at 6.
The Maple Leafs hope third time's a charm tonight when it comes to clinching a playoff spot. 680's Alex Bloomfield has done the math, and he says there isn't much room left for error.
The Maple Leafs still control their own destiny. They'll host Pittsburgh tonight and Columbus tomorrow. And if they can earn 2 points in any fashion, they'll be in. If If they get less than that, they'll have to hope Tampa and the Islanders pick up at the end of their schedules. The Lightning have just one game to go. Tomorrow against the Sabres, while New York is in New Jersey tonight at home to Ottawa on Sunday. Got all that? Think positively. The Leafs still have a chance to catch Boston or Ottawa with a couple wins and some help. And yes, Austin Matthews needs one goal to become the first Maple Leaf to score 40 goals since Matt Sundin 15 years ago. I'm Alex Bloomfield.
Police are out with a reminder following a serious crash on the 401 in Pickering about 9 o'clock last night. 3 passengers were injured, including a 61-year-old woman who's in critical condition. When investigators say a vehicle swerved in the westbound lanes near White's Road, hitting a sofa that someone had lost on the highway. The crash has OPP Sergeant Kerry Schmidt issuing this springtime reminder.
Beautiful weekend while people are getting out to do some yard work, garden work, or maybe going up to the cottage to see how things have fared over the wintertime. And if you're hauling equipment, whether or not that's lawn chairs, barbecues, couches, or furniture, it doesn't matter. You've got to tie it down.
Failing to secure your load will result in a ticket under the Highway Traffic Act. Those fines could be multiplied if it leads to injuries.
This is 680 News. April 9th marks the 100th anniversary of one of the most historic battles in Canadian history, the Battle of Vimy Ridge. The Canadian government has planned commemorative ceremonies at the Canadian National Vimy Memorial in France and the National War Memorial in Ottawa. Historian and author of the book Victory at Vimy, Ted Barris, has brought a group of students to the ceremony tomorrow. The group of about 50 will join an expected crowd of about 25,000.
They have been planning in many cases in high schools all across the country, studying the battle, learning the stories of the men, coming with that in their heads to be affected by all of this in their hearts.
In the first 100 years since Vimy, the battle has become an important symbol for Canada, as Vimy marked the first time all 4 divisions of the Canadian Corps fought together.
The York Region District School Board is facing a human rights complaint after former trustee Nancy Elgie called a parent a racial slur while speaking to a colleague after a meeting. Toronto Star reports Charlene Grant says she and her family were humiliated by Elgie's use of the slur last November. Grant is seeking $20,000 in damage as well as a number of new policies to be implemented. She says her goal is to force the school board to take racism seriously. Elgie retired earlier this year after numerous calls to step down. She claims she was suffering from a head injury when the incident took place. 680 News Time 2:09. In 30 seconds, we'll check on gas prices.
It's here and it's now. Royal adding fast style for spring sale on hundreds of new arrivals. A brand new lineup of chandeliers, floor and table lamps, vanity lights, plus over 450 outdoor fixtures and 60